Hola,
Hey, how's everyone doing today?
¿cómo estás?
Yes, girl. So, what are we drinking today?
Baby, this is straight Pinot, right to the head, baby. That's what we got.
Mhm.
It's a little chill and it's a little good and it's straight Pinot. That's where we at tonight. And what's in your glass? What are you drinking?
This is some sort of white wine that I can't remember, and a little bit of strawberry margarita mix in it because
So
I'm classy.
we're cross fading. Like there's tequila in your wine or
No, 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 no,
wine
no. It's just the margarita mix.
just the margarita mix. Okay, I got you. I
Yes.
got you. That's real classy. I like that. Okay, that works. Okay. All right.
Well, so since we will be on vacation in 2 weeks, I'm trying to clean out my refrigerator because I am I've got a freezer, and you're gonna put just the smallest pin in that because I'm gonna come back. But I want to clean out my refrigerator because when I leave, I plan to turn the water off at the main, and run the tap so that it comes back, so there's no water in the system so that I don't come back, because it'll be just my luck. We leave and we get the coldest weather of the season, and then my pipes burst and I come back to, the whole house flooded. I'm gonna turn the heat off or turn it down to the barest minimum level. And I want to have my refrigerator and freezer empty so that I can turn my refrigerator off. And so I'm trying to drink up a bunch of stuff so I don't have to throw anything away.
Okay. All right. That'll work.
So it's called, conserving. That's what we're going to call it.
Okay. I never thought about actually literally turning off the main valve to the house as far as the water is concerned. If you're going to be going for a vacation or whatever, especially in the winter, it does make sense. But I guess I'm still thinking. I don't know. I guess I just never thought about it. So yeah, but
Yeah, I mean,
that
because
makes sense.
people you hear all the time, some shit goes down while you're on vacation. And
Hmm.
even my boss, when I was telling her about the plan yesterday, she was like, "Yeah, me and her husband." She said she and her husband went away, came back. Whole driveway was a sheet of ice because a water pipe had burst, and they had to replace a lot of shit. And so yeah, so I'll do that. The AC is gonna be off. All that shit's gonna be off and ready to go. So I ain't got to worry about none of that while I am
Okay.
gone. And speaking of which, so I gave the big whole refrigerator size freezer that I had to Josh and Trayvon, and of course that shit died on them
Oh no.
right after I gave it to them. Now listen, it wasn't because the refrigerator or the freezer went bad. They had a power surge or something. But I've realized I do need at least a small freezer. So I found
Okay.
this cute little upright freezer with a door on it because I don't like chest freezers because chest freezers is where food goes to die. This
I,
should be in there, and then it just keeps getting buried and buried and
well,
buried.
well, you
And
just have to layer your stuff in and know where it is and how you put it in there. That's the thing.
that never happens. That never happens.
Okay, well, all
You
right.
just come back and be like, whatever happened to that chicken that I bought?
You mean that chicken from the summer 2024? You know the stuff that we did on the
Exactly,
grill when we was
exactly.
out in the park.
But
You
when
know
you
about that
have a
chicken?
door, it's easier because you can sort of see things. But anyway, so I bought this shit from Walmart. I'm gonna say that name, and
Walmart,
FedEx.
you are on the list. Sid. You're on the list, Walmart. You're on the list.
FedEx was supposed to deliver it today between what did it say? What did it say? What I say that message was?
You said it was
They
between
hold
3
on.
and 8 p.m. Is that what you said?
No. It is
No,
say
I'm
it
sorry,
says
11 and 3
your
p.m.
package from from FedEx. Your package from Walmart.com is out for delivery today. It is estimated between 11:50 a.m. and 3:50 p.m. What time is it?
It is 8:07. That's what I have on my clock.
And I do not have a freezer. I stayed home today from work, which is in and of itself not a problem. Sure, I stayed home from work today, but I stayed home from work and didn't do some of the other stuff that I needed to get done because I was waiting for this fucking freezer to arrive. And so the shit hasn't arrived. And here is why that annoys me. Now, tomorrow, as of tomorrow, it is exactly 14 days before Christmas. So I get that it's a lot of packages that need to be delivered and shit. So I'm not even super fucked up that it didn't arrive today because I sort of understand. But what I am fucked up about is I know how systems work. The reason that they were able to tell me that it was going to arrive between 11:50 a.m. and 3:50 p.m. is because they put it on a truck and they scanned everything in that was supposed to be on that truck, and they estimated the amount of time it was going to take to drop off everything on that truck. By the close of my window, which was 3:50 p.m., the system should have been able to calculate that we are 2, 3, 4 hours behind on deliveries, and therefore the Minions package is not going to get delivered. They should have been able to instantly reorganize the shit and put my shit for the top of the delivery tomorrow, and then sent me another text around 4 o'clock, 4:30, saying, we apologize, your package didn't get delivered. You are at the top of the list to be delivered tomorrow. And then I was
so hold on. Now the worker is during these holiday times, and I'm not saying this is going to happen because you haven't gotten that message as of yet, but you and I both had this conversation. We kind of know what this is going to lead to. But the worker is, some of these delivery folks, FedEx, Amazon, everybody, they're still out late delivering, and some of them are delivering in their own cars. Somehow I know they're not going to deliver
this freezer is 58 inches long by 23 inches wide by 23 inches wide. It is not
in their own car.
In their own car. But your point is taken. And every time I had a meeting, baby, I was listening like this because you know how the universe works. All day, nothing. And as soon as you start talking, so I'm about to launch into this 30-minute presentation and I have to give bing bong.
Right.
FedEx. And then baby, the way they whisper FedEx.
Baby whispering.
And baby, if you and I'm coming! I am coming! Please don't leave! I'm coming! Baby, if you don't rush down them stairs, they will be like, no response.
Matter of fact, I've seen them write the note and stick it on the motherfucking door, ring the doorbell, and walk away. I have seen them do that.
Right. So when my shit do arrive, I will be sending a tweet to FedEx and to Walmart with a complaint. Probably one of millions, but sure.
No. I didn't see that. I think I remember it happened so fast. That's what it felt like, but I didn't see that. So I take that back. Back. But okay. But yes.
Oh, but no, but I have 100%. I don't remember if it was FedEx or UPS or the U.S. Postal Service, but on at least a couple of occasions, I have been sitting home waiting for a package, and the package never comes, and then all of a sudden, whatever system it is will update and says, customer was not home, and I was like, the devil is alive.
I've been here all day.
I have been sitting here all day, waiting for your ass. I was waiting for you at the door.
Right. And listen, like my grandmother used to do, she'd keep that door wide open, had that screen door set.
Right. Now, I know sometimes because, anybody that's been to my house know that you got to climb stairs to get to my door. So sometimes I know they be like, girl, I'm going to let Tyrone do it tomorrow. I'm just not. So, but yeah, so I was more than a little annoyed behind that, but here we are.
Well, listen, so I Today, for me, the Black Degree Factory decided to be open. And let me go back. Yesterday we had our planning meeting and our holiday party.
Mm-hmm.
The planning meeting was supposed to be that morning, starting at 8:30, and then the party was supposed to start at around 2:00. The planning meeting was something that I had to put together, which is basically like an end of the year situation. We go over everything that happened during the year. We talk about the plans for the upcoming semester, things that we need to know, things that we should know. We talk to other offices, just our relationship and just sharing that information so that everybody's on the same page. Well, my ass is supposed to be to work at 8:30. Let me just go ahead and put that out there. And
yes,
you listen, we already know where I'm going with this. You can count on one hand how many times I've actually been at work and ready to work at 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
But it ain't no secret. I ain't gonna lie about it. I can't listen. It just is what it is. We already know that. But when I tell you I have been busting my ass for the past 2 weeks because I had to run these sessions in the morning and in the afternoon to get there at 8:30. So it's kind of been like a habit now. Like I'm getting there like around 8:15-ish, whatever. So I'm getting there before 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
So on this particular day, I knew we had to be there at 8:30. Baby, I was there. We were in this other building. I was running around trying to get to the building. Listen, I even ran into Grace on the way into the office, and she was talking about something. I was like, "Good morning." I was rushing because I was trying to get over. I didn't want to be late. Trying to get everything set up. Why is it that the day before the motherfucking water done went out in the building? And you would think that the people that had something planned in that building, that they would have sent them an email message or a notification to say, "Hey, we have no water in this building, and we can't have anybody in here. So we're going to go home and the building's just going to be closed. But if you don't need any water..."
You was the only bitch there?
First of all, I couldn't even get in the door. Then secondly, when I got in the building, I realized that, yes, there is no water. I walked into the bathroom. That's when I realized that there was no water because the toilet was still stuffed. And I said, oh, God. But that whole debacle took us probably about an hour to figure it out. So then when we wound up going back in the office, and we did it virtually. Okay, great, fine, boom. We had our holiday party, one of the best holiday parties ever. As far as I was concerned, we had a lot of fun. Like, it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Grace even went home with a whole bunch of free gifts. She was like, "Oh my God, I got these free gifts." Oh my. Like, she's like, "I got everything I wanted." I said, "Yes, you got everything that was free." But okay, fine. But when I got home, I felt like there was such a weight lifted off my shoulders that when I woke up in the morning to go to work this morning, bitch, I ain't want to go to work. I ain't want to go to fucking there. What the fuck am I here for? Why are we here? We done ended the party. Like, that's what I felt like. I felt like, why are we here? We ain't got no heat up in this motherfucker. It's cold. We running hot, heaters and shit. And, we trying to stay warm up in this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I just closed my door and worked on the stuff I had to work on and just kept my door closed and kept my heat in. Because then the maintenance person came through and the physical facility, she was emptying out the trash can. She kept my door. But I was like, "Sweetheart, can you close my door, please? I'm keeping my heat in my office. Like, it's cold up in this bitch." But other than that, it was still a good day. I was able to get a lot of stuff done. I was able to finish off a lot of stuff that I haven't been able to finish off because I haven't had time to. But it was still good. But now, I really don't want to go to work tomorrow either because, again, I'm still in this high from the party. But this is where we are. So, I'm going up in that joint tomorrow. But okay, it's a job. I have it. It's a paycheck and all that. So I'm very happy and grateful for all that. So let me be clear about that. But yes, I don't want to go. But I'm going. That's all I can.
Right.
That's where
well, amen. I am glad that, listen, baby. Sometimes it's just right, like you said, it's the blessing of having the job, and you just gonna leave it at that.
That part. That's where we are.
And don't ask me for too much or nothing. Just be thankful that I'm here. I'm thankful that I'm here. And that's that. So there we go. So anyway, so yeah. So yeah. So let's get into some
Tickety talks.
Told my dad, and I turned to him and I said, I know why I want to play the game of baseball. And he goes, oh yeah, why? I want to play the game of baseball because of the millions of kids who were aborted. And I'm sure at least one of them would have loved to play the game of baseball. That's why I play the game of baseball.
I told my dad, I turned to him and I said, I know why I want to be a slut. Because of the millions of people that were aborted. Sorry. So I thought to myself, who's going to celebrate them? Who's going to honor them? I have to. I have to suck. I have to suck the cocks. I have to do the anal. I have to bottom. I'm not gonna top. No, I'm not doing that. But I will get fucked by everyone for them, for the aborted. Sorry. Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going to top. I'm no. Times are not that desperate. I'm not going to top. But I will suck the dicks. I will do the anal.
Listen,
Yeah.
he needs an award. This community service that he's doing for he's doing the Lord's work. He's doing the Lord's work. The Lord's work. He's doing the Lord's work. That's what he's doing. He's doing the Lord's work.
Now, for this next one, this is the definition of fucking around and finding out.
Come on.
She drove 3 hours to make someone who left a nasty comment under her political post apologize. Baby, I love her. This is the villain you made.
Building? I think this is his car. All right. Let's see how this goes. Hello. I'm looking for a mic. Does a mic work here?
Yeah.
Can I speak to him?
Sure. What's this about?
Are you Mike?
Yeah.
Can I step aside? It's cold.
Sure.
Thank you. How you doing? Nice. So, a couple days ago, you left a comment under somebody's comment section. Do you remember that by any chance? It was regarding Tennessee, District 7. Yeah, well, John, you don't know me, I don't know you, but I was that person that you commented under. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Crazy world. But I just wanted you to know, you see how easy I found you? It's not cool, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna give you the opportunity and apologize, or I'm gonna show your wife the grounded account I found. How do you feel about that? Right. It's crazy world out here. So I did make this apology. And, you don't have to. I understand it's hard, but all you have to do is read this nice little apology I wrote. Thank you. Go ahead.
Mike. Do apologize for my actions. And I see the consequences of my actions. And I will not do
Say it louder.
I will not do this to anyone else ever again.
Oh, good job, Mike. Thank you. I'll take that back from you.
Baby found him at his job and found his Grindr account. Now, she does recommend that you do not do this. She knows this is not safe. She said, please do not do what she does. She made a whole separate video about that. Her content is wonderful. I immediately hit the follow button. Go ahead and follow her on TikTok. But I love that she did this because people will literally leave comments from their real accounts like we can't find them. And she said the comment was racist and hateful and threatening, like he actually threatened her in the comment, but she will not reveal what the actual comment was. And as you see, she didn't even show his face. I get loads of hateful, racist comments all the time that I just choose to block and ignore. But I'm so glad that she took this route. And as she stated, because I know a lot of y'all like y'all can't, watch the whole video. She said she does not recommend that you do this. But I'm so glad she did. Leave your comments.
Bitch. The best part, the first part was like, you see how easy I found you?
Here's the thing. I don't think people really do realize how easy it is to find you.
It really is, because most people don't think about it. People that really do this, that do this dumb shit, will have their name like, this man's name is Mike. It'll be like Mike Jones 123, which is easy to connect to a Mike Jones. It'll have like his whole TikTok, and then like if you've been on Grindr, and sometimes, you know, people's Grindr names will be like Mike Jones 123. Like it'll be like the same shit. It'll be very easy to find. And baby, you know what's the devil today in this day and age is that motherfucking Google image search. Baby, take that little profile picture from your TikTok, put that into Google image search,
and find that person
everywhere you have seen this picture.
And baby, let's not forget, let's go old school. Listen, if you happen to find a yellow page anywhere around, number one. If you happen to find a motherfucking telephone number anywhere around, number two. If you baby, listen, do you understand how much information? And this coming from someone that has tried to remove myself
right
from that side of the coin, but it is very easy to find. I'm sorry, very easy.
And you know,
it's easier than you think it is.
The kids be Billy Badass, you know, behind the keyboard, but then when they show up in the face, you know, all that other shit. Now, like you, this, you know, she seems like a lovely young woman, and you know, but you know, she's a woman. That's a man. And I'm not suggesting that women are naturally weaker than men, but what I am saying is that men often automatically resort to violence when confronted. And this could have really gone very far south. So, like her, I am not suggesting you do this, but at the same time,
yeah, it's you gotta just go ahead. We just gonna go ahead and give her that. Just go ahead and give her that applause.
Yeah,
she lives for the applause.
Exactly, but this could have really gone south. You know, she live in Tennessee too, and she's a black woman, and he's a white man. You know, he could. Yeah, I would.
And the fact that she drove. The fact she done drove 3 hours in this good high ass gas economy.
Exactly.
Shit. Gas is damn near $4 a gallon again. Here we go with this bullshit. Okay.
But you know, as a black person and as a gay person, you know, the girls get real funky behind the keyboard and be wanting to say shit. And I promise you that on at least one occasion, I said to somebody, I live at 1234 Main Street. Now, this was different. Someone in the community had done something fucked up. I, like many others, merely pointed out the fucked up shit that they did, and they decided that they was going to try to come at me on Facebook. And you know, I'm old school. You know, growing up in PG County, say whatever the fuck you want. I ain't really care what you said about my mama or nothing like that, because you probably couldn't beat me nor my mama. But whatever you said about me behind my back, I ain't really say nothing to. I was like, girl, if you don't say it in my face, it don't really happen. Now, when you say it in my face, be prepared to get all your teeth knocked down your throat. So this person started talking all this shit on the keyboard. What Dominion Onyx? I will whoop his ass. I was like, bitch, I live at 1234 Main Street, Washington, D.C., 20067. Come on over here and whoop my ass.
Knuckle.
Exactly. But yeah, so probably don't do that. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give her the applause. I'm gonna definitely give her the applause for that. But like you said, just don't do it.
Right. Don't do it, girl.
Don't do it, girl. Don't do it.
I want to do it. I want to do it.
No. Don't do it.
You know what?
I did it. Yeah.
But yeah, you know, people be saying crazy shit and then have all they shit. Oh, I mean, it's almost impossible to truly be secret, because even if you are at an, it depends on how deep you want to go into it. Even if you use like a completely anonymous address, it's still, IP addresses, all that kind of shit, depending on how deep you want to go to it. PG is Ward 9.
Listen,
maybe inside the Beltway, darling, but I grew up outside the Beltway in the 70s and 80s. So
listen, I live in PG now, and if somebody told me it was Ward 9, I'd be like, oh my God, that's so offensive. I moved to an affluent area, knowing damn well my ass is born and raised in North Philly. But I mean, it's okay.
Right.
It's cool, because
that is so offensive and accurate. So, all right. So this next one is if Pressed was a person.
Ha!
I have a question for you, and I need you to be brutally honest.
Hold on, let me go back.
Okay, easy. I have a question for you. And
are you
I
having
need you to be
internet stuff
honest.
over there as well? It seems that way on
okay,
that
easy.
side. It seems.
Say it again.
Are you having internet spottiness on your side? It seems that way on this side.
No, I'm perfectly fine. You're you're sometimes a little bit behind.
It feels like it.
Yeah. All right, we're going to at least let the video play.
I have a question for you, and I need you to be brutally honest. Ask your question. Okay, easy. Would I be your type? Let's just start with looks.
Honestly, if I was that way inclined, probably not. No.
I don't hear anything.
I feel like I'm gonna go back a quarter second.
I don't hear anything.
Hold on, let me make sure it's playing on the
Your type.
Yeah, it's playing on the stream, so it's just you.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna go back because y'all have seen Shits and Giggles with this light-skinned man named James and the dark-skinned man named is Fuhad. They both live in London or somewhere in the UK, and I think they're both British Nigerian, meaning that they were born in Britain, but their parents, or at least because I think one of his parents is white, this light-skinned guy here, but at least one of their parents is Nigerian. And they do this podcast called Shits and Giggles. And on this podcast, James, the light-skinned one, is always saying very sus stuff.
Very.
I have a question for you, and I need you to be brutally honest. Ask your question. Okay, easy. Would I be your type? Let's just start with looks.
Honestly, if I was that way inclined, probably not.
Baby, and the look of disappointment on his fucking face. He's like, oh, he is crushed.
Okay, what would be your type?
Darker skin.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you there's nothing you can do about that. Yeah. There just isn't.
That's completely fair. I'm not taking it personally.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about
fine.
That. What else are you asking me?
Personality,
nah. You're lovely, but nah. We'd clash.
We would really clash.
Every.
So he was like, your looks, it's a no. Your personality, it's a no.
Listen, as a gay man, I think that a lot of people make assumptions. Some of it is based in truth, that most gay men have kind of like slept with everybody or slept with their friends or done stuff with. And we know a lot of people that has happened with. For myself, I have a specific group of friends that it's never, ever, ever happened and never even crossed my mind and was never even going to happen. Right. But outside of that, I find myself participating in I have participated over the years in a few things. But I definitely recognize that this relationship, this interaction is very borderline on his part. Mr. Yellow.
Yeah, because Fuhad, the dark skinned one, is always like, but here's my thing though. So James needs 1.2 cocktails to do it, and all he needs Fuhad to do is be like,
who the fuck is Edward, Grace? Okay. All right. Well, go on.
I think she means epic. You have a little bit of a delay. But I think Fuhad would just need to give him the slightest thumbs up. And Fuhad will be like, hell yeah. But the way that Fuhad be entertaining it, though.
Is he entertaining it? But is he entertaining it, or is he trying to?
He calls James daddy. Now, not.
But see, but
all the time. And so, listen, maybe they're just comfortable or whatever, and it don't really bother them. But it's listen, it just seems very, very, very to me.
So listen, and in the community, it's this whole thing of like, I was never a fan of like the daddy thing, like calling him like, yeah, dad. It's not a bit for me. It's just, and maybe it's my own, I don't know, some insecurity, some childhood trauma. I don't know what the fuck it is. And I'd be like, but for some people, it just becomes a handle. And it's like, fine. Okay, whatever. Like I can think about down in Southeast, Daddy Rod. It's just a name for me. That's just how I look at it. Because I'm always like, Rod, what's going on? But it's Daddy Rod. I'm like, okay, cool, fine. But everybody's different, so I get it. But maybe he I don't know. I can't even explain it. I listen, you gay man. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. You want to go ahead and lay up with Fuhad, and I'm gonna cheer you on if that's what you want to do. But I also want y'all to know that if this does happen, you all can call me because I can actually just film this whole thing.
He is a great videographer. Now, I will say that I'm not suggesting that anything is wrong with either of the responses.
No,
it's just those of you who even watch, I've never watched a whole episode of their stuff, but those who watch clips of the Shits and Gigs podcast regularly would not be surprised that James just basically came out and asked this hypothetical, what is going, would you be into me? But here's the rest of the clip.
Yeah.
It's just I need someone submissive,
Okay.
And that's not you.
Yeah, it's not me.
That's not you.
Yeah, we'd argue.
Yeah, so nah, bro.
All right.
Yourself?
No.
Are you just saying that because I said no? The way you said it kind of sounded like revenge.
It really did. He was just like, oh, you don't like me? Oh, bitch, I don't like you neither. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I got nothing to say. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Okay, but listen, y'all keep on with y'all podcast. I think it's amazing. I might have to tune in a couple times. But y'all
exactly, Atlas lies. But you mean you keep at the way they always doing this back and forth. He is 100%. Now again, I don't know. I honestly don't think that they've actually done anything. I think that it's part of their shtick that
probably
James is always coming on. And then also, so I recall, especially when I was in college, I'm in this coeducational fraternity, and most of my fraternity brothers are not Black. But for whatever reason, when I would hang out with those non-Black fraternity brothers, like when I would go to the University of Florida to visit them, or when we would be up at Penn State or whatever, they used to do the most borderline gay shit. Now, I was in the closet, so I was just like, But looking back with different eyes, I was like, girl, they would be like, they would just ask questions, and it was just like, you know. And so I feel like the way that heterosexual men are socialized to process emotion and intimacy, that they can't just, you can't just be like, hey, we're cool. You have to like overhype it and whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it has to be like this weird sort of thing. And I think that's part of what's going on here, is that they have to make almost like this over the top joke about it, instead of just being like, you know, you are cool people, because straight men in Western society aren't allowed to have aren't allowed to show intimacy and friendship in the way that like women are. You know what I mean?
So, okay. I will share my experience from a fraternity perspective, because again,
oh, well, we know a fraternity, and y'all be doing not border, y'all be doing gay shits. I will tell you some stories about the shit that I saw.
I do not disagree with that, and it might depend on the chapter and or the organization in general.
Mm-hmm.
But what I will say is, in my chapter of the organization that I became a member of,
mm-hmm.
I had in the back of my mind identified people that I felt were suspect or were borderline anything. Like I just, but maybe that was just my own gaydar, maybe that was my attraction, I'm not sure, but it was always certain people. But there were some that I was just like, absolutely not. No. But I found it interesting that over the years, the ones that I had that question about, in some way, shape, or form, something happened that made me just still nod my head and say, yep.
Right.
Yep. Now, none of them have come out of the closet and said that, oh, I'm gay or I mess around and do whatever. But I have had brothers that have said shit to me like, either they don't particularly like me for no fucking reason, and the only reason that I can figure out that they don't like me is because of the gay part. Didn't know shit about me other than they just didn't like my presence or whatever, or whatever. That's fine. That's the only thing I can think of. But I also had brothers at the same time that were like, yeah, later on, they were like, when I say later on, years later, they were like, yeah, I knew you were gay, but listen, you living your life, you're doing what you're doing, you're doing well, so that's all. I'm happy for you, you good, everything's good. I just want to check on you, make sure you're all right. You know, still doing the bruh man thing. They was, yeah. Because I had a couple, brothers that kind of approached me that way, and I was like, okay. I mean, I never asked you for any of that, but I definitely appreciated it. But I never asked for it. But I do appreciate it. And some of them I'm really close with. Yeah, I'm really close with it. But we've had these conversations, but not specifically like I'm wearing my gay flag, I'm wearing my pride flag, I'm wearing my leather flag. I'm like, oh yeah, everything's gay. Yeah, we haven't, but they know. They know. They know. It's okay. But they didn't really mess around like that, like these two. They don't really mess around. But hey, I'm just one person. That's all I got.
That's all you got. Well, one day I feel like it's going to come out like the expose, or something's going to happen. It just feels like there's a little too much going on here, but ultimately none of my affair. So turning the page to something a little bit more serious.
71,000 Black girls under 17 went missing in 2021. And they were identified as runaways. 9 out of 10 were identified as runaways. If you're identified as a runaway, no Amber Alert, no law enforcement attention, nothing.
Right.
Saying things like juvenile prostitutes. Juveniles means children.
Right.
Children cannot consent to sex work.
Right.
They're children.
Yeah.
But black and brown girls get adultified. Like, we are demonized and we are blamed for our own abuse, which means you're not going to take it as seriously. Our innocence is never guaranteed. Right? It's always up for debate. And the media decides who holds importance, which is why we know about Gabby. We know that hashtag. We know all of those hashtags. 71,000?
Yeah.
Name one hashtag. Who do we know?
That was shocking to me. I just did not know that it was set. I mean, nothing that she says in terms of how black and brown girls are treated in the media was surprising to me. But 71,000 in a given year seems like a very high number. And I mean, I'm not here to dispute
that's a whole population of a town. Like that's,
right. That's just shocking to me. And you know that if you are classified as a runaway, there is no Amber Alert, there is no mass, you know, whatever looking for you. You just, you know, a girl who ran away. And then if you get trafficked into sex work as a way to survive, you know, now you're a victim all over again of the system. So not a whole lot else to say other than just it's shocking. So always be thinking about how the media portrays us.
Yeah, that's like a few large state institutions, like the entire campuses or the entire organization just missing. Like all of them vanished. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of lives that have been touched. A lot of lives.
And then, you know, do a number of them return home or, you know, whatever? Yes. But that's generally because the family either goes looking for them or a family member sees them or something, or they just am like, yeah, I'm not as for the streets as I think I am. So they come back home after a while. But a lot of them get caught up in a life, you know, and even those that do return home or get ultimately reunited with their family, they go through some very traumatic things while they are out.
So, you know, there was that show that was on, I want to say it was NBC, and it was about the young lady was from Shameless. She played the best friend of one of the main characters. And I want to say her name was Shanola, either on the show or in her actual name as an actress. But she played this role of a psychologist or psychiatrist or forensic detective psychologist or whatever, something along those lines. And she was a victim of a kidnapping. And I'm assuming there was some sexual assault and all this other stuff because he held her captive for years. And then however she got out. But then she, as an adult, got into a situation where she actually captured him and had him in the basement and was using him to help her with these cases that she was working on as a detective or a forensic psychologist or whatever it was. And I was just like, wow. Like this is
I vaguely remember that. I never watched the show, but yeah, I remember that premise.
Yeah, I didn't. So I watched probably like a piece of a few episodes, but I didn't watch the whole thing. But in theory, it sounds very interesting to me, but I just haven't watched it yet. So I bring that up only to say that, you know, I think that the show's premise was about bringing light to some of that because it was always about kidnapping people or finding the lost people. But it was also talking about the trauma that she faced as a young girl going through this. So I think it was kind of it's called Found. Okay. Is it still on, Lola? Is it, because I don't even know if it still happens or
canceled.
It was canceled. Okay. But the premise I thought was really good. But you know, I may have to try to find it and kind of look at it or whatever. But the premise was pretty good. So I think that it brought to light some of the things that Gabrielle was talking about, maybe from a years down the road perspective of these girls once they are found. We still need to support them in some way, shape, or form. So that's what came to mind for me with Gabrielle talking.
And then for our last one,
I love seeing my wife be pleasured. I'm into compersion. The big hurdle for me was understanding I should not be responsible for my wife's every last pleasure, every last laugh, every last joy at all, nor should she be responsible for mine. That's a lot of responsibility. My main priority is me, and not in a selfish way, in a way that I'm making sure I'm good so I could be the best person for everyone in my life. The first time I saw that shit, I'm like, yo, I'm killing everybody in this room. Everyone's dying, but
really?
Finish. Yeah. I was like, but no, not finish. And honestly, seeing my wife be pleasured overrode whatever little caveman shit was happening in the back of my head. And also, honestly, I learned to fuck her better. Like, I'd watch, I'm like, what just happened right there? Or if she's a woman, I'm like, what did you do that caused that? Like, I'm gonna add it to my repertoire.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
this isn't about competition. This isn't like I'm with her for the rest of my life. Like, we are a unit.
Yeah.
I am having conversations with someone, and we had this conversation about doing things with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I looked at it like he did. I just said, you know what? There may be something that I may not be able to do with, for, to, from, or whatever. And if it's something that's that important, then let's talk about it, because maybe you can go ahead and do whatever you want to do. I mean, I don't really have an issue with that. I don't have a problem with that. But to walk away with a lesson learned like him, well, maybe. But I think I would feel a little. I think initially I would have these thoughts of like, don't you. But objectively, if I look at it, I'd be like, well, okay. But I don't really want to harp on it. Like, it's one thing to do it, but let's not sit there and be like, listen, you know, yesterday when we were together and he did. I don't want to talk about that. I saw it. I was there. I was on the bed. Remember, I was holding your hand. I was even kissing you. Right, that part. But I don't want to hear it. That's okay. I don't know. But I think it's I think more people, if they got to the same point that he's at, they probably would have a better relationship and a better sex life.
Yeah, you know, when because I just be randomly scrolling through Instagram and Facebook Reels and TikTok, and I just pull things that are of interest to me and I think might be of interest to you and our audience. And when this came up, I went to the comments, and the comments, Black people are very puritanical and prudish when it comes to sex. And, I be wanting to engage, but part of me is like, I don't really give a shit what these niggas think. But part of me was like, half of y'all, or at least a third of y'all, are already sharing your wives and husbands with other motherfuckers. At least this man knows everybody that his wife is sharing her body and her intimacy with. And, this idea that one person, that you are going to find this one person in all of creation, there are 8 billion people on this planet, and that you are randomly going to find the one person who can make you come, can make you laugh, loves your jokes, loves the smell of your farts. Y'all get along. Y'all can build a life together. All of those things. And that person just happens to live in the same city that you do, or goes to the same church that you do, or, is in the sister sorority to your fraternity. All of those things. And you just randomly found that one person And it just is crazy to me. And I think so many of our problems that we have is because we've been sold this lie that this one person is supposed to be everything to you. And that's just crazy to me. Is it because I'm involved in the kink community? Sure. But I like to think that that is also you know,
really, really.
yes, I draw the line. Trey can keep his fart apparently, and Greg says, "Yes, I draw the line at farts." So,
First of all, both of y'all are hilarious because we've had conversations about lots of stuff, and farts should be the least of y'all worries.
I've been gassed like a Holocaust survivor by him. Almost didn't make it. But y'all get my point, though. It is just crazy to me that you just are supposed to find this one person that is going to be the end all be all of everything. That especially for women, that you aren't supposed to have it. This is society said that you are supposed to have limited sexual experience. And yet you then are supposed to meet this man, and this man who has somehow had all this sexual experience, is supposed to be that one for you. It's just all of that just sounds crazy to me. And I think he is the lucky one because he has gotten to a place where he has stated he can enjoy his wife's physical pleasure with another person without it being an impedance on him. And even for him to be like, well, wait a minute, bitch. When you show me how you do that. Do that one more time.
Right.
So when you're not here, I can make her do that too. So
right.
I think that is great. And I think, like I said, so many of you are already sharing your partner's body with another person. And if you all just acknowledge that out in the open, everybody could be happy. So
these are some facts. These are some facts. That's what they are. They're some facts.
America, facts are facts.
This is where we are. So, yeah.
Well, that's all I got for today. You got some stories for us?
I do have some stories for us today. So, really quickly, I'm going to jump right into them.
As we get started, I would like to remind, we're going to try to do this, be better at this. I actually added it to the crawl at the bottom. Don't forget to like this video, share it with other people. Be sure to subscribe to the BGKH Show if you are not already subscribed, and hit that bell icon so you get notified when we go live. Now, I'm not going to call no names. But,
I mean, I was translate. It sounds like you were saying Lola, but I don't.
No, I was coughing. I was coughing. I said,
I'm not gonna call nobody's name or nothing like that. I did that. It sound like Lola.
Yeah, but far be it from me to call people out.
I don't want to call it. No, I don't want to call people out. No.
Yeah, that would be rude.
That would be very just rude. So, but
Lola said, fuck you bitches.
Okay, well, listen. All right, here we go. So listen, according to ESPN, Dominique Dawes is now one of 4 new limited partners for the Atlanta Falcons. I'm sorry, one of the 4 new owners for limited part for the Atlanta Falcons ownership group. She's the team majority owner. Arthur Bank announced this on Tuesday. So Dawes, former Walgreens CEO Rosalind Brewer, film and television actress, and I'm sorry, wait a minute. there we go. Film and television producer, Will Packer, and venture capitalist Rashawn Williams were all approved by the NFL's full ownership at the league meetings in Nashville, Tennessee, and will join the Falcons ownership group pending the final closing of their agreements. Now, teams, the league office, and the NFL's finance committee vet any potential new limited partners before they go to a vote of the league's 32 owners. The Falcons' limited partners include former Atlanta and Tampa Bay Buccaneers running back Warwick Dunn. So again, congratulations, Dominique. Not only is she still in the area, she's doing things still within the sport of gymnastics and for young ladies and gymnasts across the world. She's also making a mark within the NFL and the sports industry. So good for you, Dominique Dawes. She's a beautiful person inside and out. I also got wind the other day from Billboard that Beyonce is going to be co-chairing the 2026 Met Gala, and it was announced Wednesday morning that she'll helm the event alongside Oscar winner Nicole Kidman and tennis champion Venus Williams, with Vogue posting a video on Instagram set to Claude Debussy's Clair de Lune, displaying their names. The graphic of a white curtain elegantly against a marble wall spells out next year's Met theme, which is costume art. Now, at the 2026 Met Gala, this is what was posted. The Met Museum will celebrate its Spring Met Costume Institute exhibition titled Costume Art, and the caption reads, "Set to host the fete, major forces from the world of entertainment, sport, and of course, fashion." Now, in addition to the chairs and theme, Vogue revealed on his website that Anthony Vaccarello and Zoe Kravitz will lead the 2026 Met Gala host committee, which so far includes members Sabrina Carpenter, Lisa of Blackpink, Doja Cat, Gwendolyn Christie, Alex Consoney, Misty Copeland, Elizabeth Debicki, Lena Dunham, Paloma Elliser, Chloe Malley, Sam Smith, Teyana Taylor, Lauren Wasser, Aaron Wayant, Aja Wilson, and Yasol. So, of the theme, which in keeping with tradition, will be paired with a museum exhibit opening at the New York City's Metropolitan Museum of Art, curated by Andrew Bolton. Vogue writes that costume art will explore the relationship between clothing and the body beneath, with a series of thematic body types ranging from the naked body to a pregnant body and the aging body. The news is especially exciting for Bey and her fans who haven't seen her, and she is the 35-time Grammy winner. She hasn't been walking the Met since 2016. So shout out to Bey, shout out to Venus, shout out to all of them, Teyana Taylor, Nicole Kidman, all of them. First of all, I'm excited about all these.
This is about to be a mess.
Listen, I'm here.
I'm 100% here for it.
I'm here for all of it because we know the last time Beyonce showed up, she had that sheer dress on. So yeah, that listen, we're gonna see. Oh, yeah, and Teyana Taylor.
And I believe the fans are speculating that we are expecting an announcement of the third part of her trilogy, the Rock album, which we think I am not part of the Beehive, which people think is going to be entitled or something to do with Black Betty. So yes. I am eagerly awaiting all of that. And as much as I didn't care for Cowboy Carter, I mean, I didn't hate it, but I still have such FOMO for not having gone. I do, just for the spectacle of it, because again, when we went to Renaissance, I am not so much of a fan. Like, I didn't know probably 2/3 of the songs that she performed. Well, maybe half. So there were at least 40 to 50% of the songs that I didn't know.
Do I need to have a conversation with the council about your card? See, I don't understand. Listen, but still, despite me not knowing all of the songs, it was still by far the best concert I'd ever been to in my life. Okay.
So I could have gone to Cowboy Carter and enjoyed the spectacle of it and the visuals that I saw on YouTube and TikTok and other places. I could have gone there without being fully invested in all of the music. And so I don't care if I don't like even a single song on Black Betty. I am 100% going to the show.
I'm gonna go ahead and sidestep that.
Well, I mean, when we went to go see Janet Jackson, I am not a huge Janet Jackson fan, but I still thought it was an amazing concert. And I don't regret going to the concert at all. So I think if someone has true artistry, you can. And I mean, this is not. I didn't talk about her whispering through the concert or anything like that. You brought it up. I was giving her a compliment and saying that even if someone isn't your favorite artist, and I don't dislike Janet by any stretch, but I don't love her the way that you love her. But what I am saying is that you don't have to love every song by an artist and be totally moved by every song that they do to go and think they did a good concert. And I already knew that Renaissance was a great concert. So I should have, and now I do have a little FOMO for not having gone to see Cowboy Carter. And so I'm saying that even if when Black Betty comes out, I don't like even a single song on it, I am still going to the concert.
So I'm going to go ahead on to the next topic. Listen, 50 Cent said he spoke to Cassie to prepare for producing Sean Combs' The Reckoning, and he said it was important. He graced the cover of Us Weekly on Tuesday, which saw him dish on on all things Diddy and The Reckoning. He said, I think she's going to understand it. He said it was important that I spoke to her to understand how things transpired. The Queens New York legend also spoke with Cassie's husband, Alex Fine. He said he had conversations with her and her husband. We had separate and individual communication. When you hear things multiple times from different people, it rings true. So, but on the flip side, excuse me, attorneys for the filed a cease and desist, calling for Netflix to shelf the shameful hit piece, the 4-part docuseries, which amassed 21.8 million views in its opening week on the streaming giant, according to Deadline. Netflix denied the claims from Combs' team. 50 Cent told ABC on December 1 that he believes that Cassie is a victim who was caught up in Diddy's dark world of chaos. He said, I believe Cassie is a victim in all this. She came in like at 18 or 19 years old in the very beginning. After a while, you're conditioned for it. He said, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as hip hop is fine with Diddy's behavior. Now, some of this, I believe, may ring true for 50. But the other part of this, there's a part of this that relieves, but you are trolling the shit out of this man, and you are petty as hell, because 50 and P. Diddy have had this beef for God knows how long. And at this particular point, when I saw he was releasing the documentary, I said, this man is going to make money off of this man. So listen, but you know what? It's one of the most pettiest things you could do. God bless him for it. He had the opportunity to do it. And this is where we are. He does get to tell a story. He gets to build a narrative. He gets to change a narrative if he wants to. And he makes some money off him. So he's always going to hold that one. He's always going to have that thing. He's going to be one up over Diddy if and when he ever gets out of jail. So but that leads me to my social media slaves, because Marlon Wayans had posted a picture, which was a black and white photo of both Diddy and 50 Cent in a hot tub. And Marlon saying, just for the record, bro, let's correct the narratives, Curtis. Rub-a-dub-dub, stop. And he had like a stop sign and see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, whatever. But again, that goes into my next story, which is that there's beef between the two of them. And so this starts off with 50 Cent first called out Marlon Wayans in response to his criticism of Netflix documentary. So drama started when Marlon criticized his new documentary about Sean Combs. And he appeared on Real 92.3 LA. The comedian argued that the 50s kicking a man when he's down. He said, you can create any narrative as a producer and as a storyteller. He said, I can create any narrative. It doesn't mean it's true. I can get interview. I can do this. I can get footage, and I can make you think this about that person. That doesn't necessarily mean it's true. 50 and Puff have a long-term beef. It's personal. It's between him and Puff, but before it's between the both of them, it's between them and God. Puff's down on his luck, and 50's kicking a man when he's down. If luck ever turns on 50, you got to be careful what you put out. There's a karma to every action. Those were Marlon's words. And like I said, 50 responded to Wayans with a picture of him from his iconic 2004 film White Chicks, and it said, keep my name out your mouth, boy. And that's how he captioned the post. So again, they continue to trade shots on social media. attempted to expose one another with embarrassing pictures, and then that's when he posted the image of them in a hot tub. So listen, we don't know how this is going to go for 50 and also for Marlon Wayans, but I'm gonna go ahead and put my 2 cents on 50 because he is just that petty. But Marlon Wayans has exhibited recently he's been exhibiting a new low for petty for me. So he might be my new favorite people, possibly. So we'll see how that goes. We talked about new music last week, but what I did was I wanted to pull out the Hot 100 Billboard song list for 2025. And so I just wanted to go ahead and share some things with you guys. Out of the 100, we have Sabrina Carpenter on here several times, but I'll tell you what the top 10 are. We have Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, Die With a Smile. We have Kendrick Lamar and SZA on Luther. We also have a bar song by Shabuzi. We have Teddy Swims, Billie Eilish, Benson Boone, Alex Warren, Post Malone, Bruno Mars again, and also Chappell Rowan with Pink Pony Club. So again, we have a whole list of 100 people or 100 top songs of 2025. A lot of them are by Kendrick Lamar. He Is Not Like Us, Squabble Up. Sabrina Carpenter has Taste. She also has Man Child. Doechie's on here as well with Anxiety, as well as Denial. Bad Bunny's on here, Lady Gaga, Mariah the Scientist, Mariah Carey's made it on this list also for All I Want for Christmas, The Weeknd. Again, we have a whole list of people that are going down this list, this 100 top songs for 25. But again, Bad Bunny, I'm looking forward to it because again, remember he's going to be hosting the Super Bowl, so I'm looking forward to that. And you're probably going to hear some of these songs. His EOO, you're probably going to hear Nueva Y'all. You're also probably going to hear his other song. What was that other song he had? Was it? I think it's a DTMF. It's another song. But again, Bad Bunny is on this list several times as well. And I also mentioned Abracadabra I also mentioned Lady Gaga, but Abracadabra is definitely on this list. And I will say, Abracadabra's beat is amazing for that. It's something about that I kind of like. But again, listen, Billboard had a whole bunch of people on here. Chris Brown was still on here as well. Bad Bunny, Jelly Roll, like a whole bunch of people are on here. So it's Summer Walker with her latest album, Kehlani, again, just a whole bunch of people. So take a look at Billboard's Top 100 and you'll get to see all of these people that are listed out here. But I also wanted to take some time and mention that on Prime, or there's some Amazon originals I wanted to bring to light. There's Fallout that comes out on December 17th, and it is season 2, and it picks up in the aftermath of season 1's epic finale and takes audiences along a journey through the wastelands of the Mojave to the post-apocalyptic city of New Vegas. And I think it's one of those things that I'm actually going to try to watch. So the new season starts December 17th. So if you've been watching Fallout, please hit me up and let me know what you think about it, because I want to kind of take a look at it. There's also The Merchants of Joy that's coming out on December 1st. It's a documentary from Celia Anaskovich. Follows 5 families in a city that never sleeps as they source, sell, and safeguard a family tradition at risk, which seems to be Christmas trees. Oh, What Fun comes out on December 3rd. Fed Up and Feeling Underappreciated, a family matriarch played by Michelle Pfeiffer sets off on an impromptu adventure of her own during the holidays, and her family scrambles to find her, and she discovers the unexpected magic of a Christmas gone off script. We have TV shows like Shirley Tomorrow, which is years after falling in love, fate brings 2 people together unexpectedly, and one of them is the journalist covering this sensational scandal, and the other happens to be the wife of the man at the center of it. We have another movie called Human Specimens. It comes out on December 18th. It was adapted from a novel by celebrated mystery writer Kanae Minato, I believe. It's a dark tale that follows Professor Shiro Sakaki, a butterfly researcher who confesses to turning 6 young boys, including his own son, into a human specimen. So again, these are some things that are looking kind of interesting on Prime. So again, as the winter's coming and we're in the house and it's, the holidays are here. Once you get finished all the Christmas stuff, take a look at some of this stuff out on Prime because it's going to be amazing. Sinners comes out on the 26th on video, on demand. Naked Gun comes out, which is the new version. A Cinderella Story comes out as well. And again, I mentioned last week we had some old movies that are coming onto Prime, like Blade and Blade 2, Dark Shadows, Free Willy, the sister of the Traveling Pants, Wrath of the Titans, just a whole bunch of movies that are popping up. So during this time that we have off, or in this winter season when we're in the house, again, just a few things you can take a look at and pass some of the time away while you are waiting for the snow to melt. So, but that's everything that I have this week for movies and for music and also for the news for this particular week.
All right, man, we are almost at the end of cycle 14. Can you believe that we have been doing this for 314 episodes?
Jeez Louise.
Hallelujah. But I want to say thank you all for spending time with us. As always, you have so many things to do, so many places you could be, and you choose to spend this hour and a half to hour and 45 minutes with us. And I am so grateful of that time and that investment. And remember, like, share, and subscribe.
We appreciate you. Thank you so. Like, I'm gonna do my Destiny's Child thing. We're feeling so good. Yeah, that's all I got.
All of that. All right, kids. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you, and good night.